Alright guys, over the Thanksgiving break I decided to pull out the 492s and I gave them a once over with the sonic checker, and I'm like, these should be able to do a lot better than they did last time we had them on the bench. Last time we had them on the bench, even with some modern porting, they barely made 260 CFM on the intake. Exhaust wasn't too bad. We got 214, 209 without a pipe at 600, which is fair, not great. But you got to remember, these are my 492s that were ported by Crane. I don't know what year. They've also been milled at some point. But what I really like about it is it's a really heavy casting. In a lot of places, there's 250 thousandths of iron in spots. You can see, like that little spot in the bowl, that's thin. I put a little magic marker on there to remind myself not to blow through. I would really be upset if I ruined these. Yeah, I did put a rough texture on it because I was using a very aggressive burr, and I need to take some metal out in order to get these where I want to get them. I want them to flow. And I'm thinking of doing these as a kind of like a nostalgia drag set of heads. So in order to do that, I kind of got to push the limits a little bit. And so I grabbed one and I started working on the intake ports and doing some work here and there. And then I put them on the bench today. And guess what? You guys will laugh because it is kind of funny. Okay, we're comparing this column to this column. And you just got to look down the minuses and pluses. I put a bigger bowl in. I raised the roof a little bit. I worked on the short side radius a little bit. Should have given me a huge boost, right? Yeah, it only gave me a boost down here, and it wasn't even much. I mean, it's actually, this is the one I'm going to compare it to. Because this was 2055 with a back cut. This is a 2055 as well, but I don't know if it had a back cut. It must have, because it's very similar. The other thing that I was thinking is how important it is when you guys do, you put something, you do some work to it, you put it on the shelf, and you come back to it. And you didn't know exactly which valve you used, so the depth of the back cut could be a little bit different on the next one you do. And the margin could be a little bit taller or a little bit shorter. I have a feeling that's what happened here. And it's neither here or there, really, because I would have to find the exact valve I did the last one with, right? Which I don't remember exactly which valve it is. But I think that's something I need to start doing. I need to keep notes of what valves I use. All right, as a nostalgia drag head, it's not great right now. Even if you ran an 800 lift, 264, you got to remember the ports start out about 155 cc's. I meant to cc them before I did this video tonight, but I forgot. They're not gigantic. There's still a ton of metal in those ports I can take out. Now, do I want to grind them through where the bolt hole is? I'm thinking about it. I don't know if I want to do that or not. I'd kind of like to leave that wall intact. Now, I've still got 100 thousandths on that wall, so I got more I could take off. Let's do the exhaust. That's this row. The way it was, right? And like at 600, we did 209 and change, 226 with a pipe. Come over here, that's this one. 600 at 211 and change, 229. It barely got any better. And I did quite a bit of work to that exhaust. What's nice about this casting is, let me grab the Sonic and I'll show you. All right, this is not going to be easy for me to do with one hand because the other hand is on the wand. Okay, even after I've done quite a bit of work to these, we still got 280 thousandths on that outside wall. So we could move that out quite a bit. Okay, part of what I think is hurting this exhaust port in our mid-range here is they've got a 1.4 throat. Let's cut that up. All right, that's an 87.5 throat, which is huge compared to what I usually do. And what I usually do works way better than this. So I'm going to have to figure it out. Now, according to my airspeeds, what needs to be done. Now, I made the port wider on the cylinder side and the center of the cylinder, and the airspeeds really didn't change much. Yeah, we got a little more air on this side of the port, which is this direction. So that is this side of the port. See, the part that really kills me is they cut these for these giant exhausts, okay? And, of course, they didn't do it right. So it just makes it that much more difficult to get a decent exhaust port out of it. I don't really want to change it from what it is, because it is a fireball head. But I would like to put a better shape on that port. All right, shine a little light in there. You know, the roof of the port's got in a pretty good shape. Got to do some work to the walls and actually make it flow out better. Sorry about my male dog Baxter. He's always a little nuts when his sister gets a walk for him. Okay, you can take a look down its throat. There's plenty of metal on here, so that cylinder wall can be just about dead straight. Okay. The pinch on these heads I really like. The way they designed it is really nice. I have to check it for area. It's still a little tight, and we got pretty high speeds. Anytime you're going over 300, it's definitely putting a restriction on it, right? The roof for our intake is fairly decent. It really didn't change much over what it used to be. It changed a little bit, but not a huge difference. And our speeds across the short side radius are actually pretty good. I'm pretty sure we have plenty of metal on that short side. I can make that a touch wider and see what happens. But it's kind of interesting that because I didn't pay attention to which valve and so forth I used, even though it's a bigger port that should flow more because it's got a higher roof, and it's had some short side radius work, and it's got a wider bowl, it lost almost everywhere we could use it. So, in the comments, guys, you could take a look at it and see, give me your opinion on what's going on here. Kind of the way things go sometimes, you do need to check. You need to check often, right? What you're, when you cut and flow, cut and flow. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Good night.